Bonjour mes amis, désolé, moi et Monsieur D est en France. We are going to France together. Sadly, we are going with year 7. I have left you your work in the end drive. Please enjoy. So, you are going to analyze the front cover of a magazine. Right, at this point my accent seems to be going a little off-piste. So, you are going, while Monsieur D and I are enjoying ourselves en France, to analyse the front cover of a magazine. And when you have finished, you are going to put it on your blog. However, you are no, it's very bad to put it on your blog in paper. So you are going to put it on your blog as a film, comme moi. Voilà, c'est tout. But how, I hear you say, do I do this? Well, I'm going to give you some exemplars, not all of them, but just some ideas of what you might be doing. Now, on the end drive, in the lesson resources folder, I will have emailed you the link by now. I have left a list of things you could look at and all the terminology you can use. Now, to give you some exemplars, I'm not going to look at a film magazine because that would be cheating, really. So I'm going to look at that magazine we all know and love from last year, Cosmopolitan. Darlings, what does the word cosmopolitan mean to you? Well, you know, for me it means that I'm soignée. A good French word, you may look it up. But when I go to my dictionary, it says cosmopolitan means a person who has lived and travelled in many countries, especially one who is free of national prejudices, or 2, familiar with many parts of the world, or, my personal favourite, sophisticated and urbane. Composed of people or elements from all parts of the world, or from many different spheres. In other words, cosmopolitan is sophisticated, not unlike moi. Of course, it is also a rather cheeky little cocktails. Gin gin. So, my masthead, my name, Cosmopolitan, encompasses all those ideas that the magazine is for women who are urbane, sophisticated, not unlike myself. My masthead, or name, Cosmopolitan, really embodies all the ideas about my magazine and is obviously the most identifiable aspect of my brand. And as we know, often the colour is pink. Very girly. Sometimes the colour may change. We've seen red, we've seen gold, we've seen black, often to also represent who's on the front cover. However that the colour may change, we all know that the font remains consistent and that a lot of that branding carries over into its online versions, websites, magazines, etc. So the masthead, very important, first port of call really, and it's how I want to be known. Right, as you can see, I have Cosmo's tagline across my chest, fun, fearless, female. What it is doing, of course, in terms of language, is it's doing several things. It's using alliteration. They love a bit of alliteration on a magazine front cover. It's also using the rule of 3, and we know that 3 is the magic number. And the ideas tell us a lot about my target audience. They are fun, they are female, and they are fearless. So, a nice bit of alliteration, the use of 3, and a snappy little kind of slogan to trot out, encompassing, again, ideas about me, my people, my magazine. Well, you see my copy of Cosmopolitan by now, and oh my goodness, if you did this in an English essay, I would be outraged. 4, count them, 4 exclamation marks on the front because they are using hyperbole, exaggeration. Everything is bigger, better, the best than anybody else. So therefore you need the exclamation mark. Superlatives. Again, it's always the sexiest. It can't just be sexy, it has to be the sexiest. Yes, the use of the superlative. Another magazine front cover trick. So girls, sitting at home in front of my makeshift green screen, I have just given you some ideas about the sort of things you could comment on, and also just a few ideas of how to present them. Now obviously you do not want to copy what I've done because frankly they're all a little bit dull. I think you can do better. You can obviously use the webcams on the Macs. They work very well, lovely and clear. You can film yourself talking about it. Think about how you can be inventive. You could use a washing line perhaps. You could use the whiteboard, just make sure you clean it afterwards. But again, like I said, really think about how you can present it. You could do it like a weather forecast, whatever, I don't care. Perhaps you want to use the themes on the Mac. Some of them are quite nice and they sort of add a little bit of interest. Whatever you're going to do not just write it on paper because c'est ennuyeux.